It is 2 p.m. It's the 3rd of February and we are live. Welcome everybody to Start at Frame 1. My name is Andy. I'm a freelance 2D animator and illustrator, and I welcome you to the third episode of this streaming. I'm very excited. We did it until here, so everything that comes now is just bonus. All right, today I wanted to get into some experimentation that I've never done before, so this could go totally wrong or maybe just fun. I don't know where this is going, but I wanted to animate a character of mine doing a skateboard trick. And to be more specific, I wanted to keep it simple, so we're gonna animate a kickflip. I've never animated any skateboard related stuff. I'm familiar with the tricks as I was skateboarding for a long time. So I have some background knowledge when it comes to technique or how to do a trick in theory. But as I have no experience, I definitely need some reference that you already see on my screen here. I was looking for frontal view of a kickflip, which you can see right here in the player. And what I wanted, let me see, we're gonna keep this for later. First of all, I wanted to show you, for those who haven't joined the live stream last time, what we animated. We got a walk cycle finished with this little tentacle boy that I illustrated. And as I haven't come up with any new character for today, I thought, well, I like the character, so why should he just walk? He could also do a kickflip. So the goal today is analyze actually how you are supposed to animate a kickflip, like the key poses that we want to have. That's what we do with our reference. I try to get quick sketches of the key poses and see if the movements work. If they work, we want to translate those poses to our tentacle boy. So far so good. And I wanted to bring up the reference clip, which is this one. So I'm just gonna play it. All right. I don't know if you could hear the audio. That was not supposed to sound at all. Well, anyways. Okay, this is very quick, so we won't be able to just watch the video and determine which poses we're gonna need. So we're gonna go through this here. Let's take the second take as it's already in slow motion. So what I probably want to do is open a new file. By the way, we continue animating in Photoshop until there are any petitions in comments or chats to choose any other program. Photoshop is right now my program of choice. It's just that I like drawing in it, and as we're still in the process where we actually have to find our poses, I prefer Photoshop, as for me it's easier to draw on it and find the right perspectives and shapes and so on. Hey Tommy, the cool teeth is back in the house and I listen what you say, brother, and here I can see a skater. Yes, we're trying to animate a kickflip. We continue with our same tentacle boy, hopefully, and he's supposed to do a kickflip today. So we see how this works. And the skater you see is gonna be our reference. So we're gonna get through it here and gonna look for the poses that we wanna have. So what I probably gonna do, so you keep the reference. I have to move this. Well, it's too small actually. I'm probably gonna take just a screenshot of it and put it into Photoshop once we have the pose that we want to have. So I go through here. I want to have him only where we want some anticipation here. So let me get a screenshot. And before we bring it into Photoshop, let me see, we're gonna get you my Photoshop. So now we are set. As we already covered in the last episode, for those who haven't seen those, we are going to our timeline here in Photoshop under Windows. We're gonna create a new timeline, put in our frame rate. I work with 24 frames per second. We have our expression that you can download via the link in the subscription. It's for free and it allows you to get this toolbar, which makes your life easier when you want to do frame by frame animation in Photoshop. All right. That said, I rearranged my my workspace here as I figured those animation layers, when they got when you have a stack of layers, it's gonna get a little bit confusing and you need the space. So as it's a pretty square, or we could even do it horizontal canvas, I think we can work with this. And let's start to bring in our reference. So I just took a screenshot. I'm gonna bring it down. So we're just gonna analyze for a second what's going on here to get our pencil. And all right. So let's see. We have our head. The head is looking into the direction where the skateboard is heading, but it also looking down. We have the shoulders, and what's important is the whole weight is centered here. So with every stroke, we should feel this weight. And now we have to get the balance in the pose. So now I just want to break down the pose and see what we gonna need for our tentacle boy, which is basically this shape here. The legs and the position of the feet. All right. What I don't want to do right now is to just trace those images. I've seen a lot of footage online where people just import a video from a skateboarder and then draw on top of this character. You can do this if this is something. It's probably a good way to start off. and analyze it. What I want to do, I actually want to draw it on my own. So here's more or less what I want to take a closer look at. Now I'm just getting it here. And we are starting with a new animation layer here in Photoshop, which is this button here. It's an animation folder, which is created here. And we have 1 frame in our timeline. I'm gonna make this probably 4. And we start. Okay, so we want our floor. And we get our skateboard in here. I try to do this very roughly, so we're just gonna see if the movement and everything works. So we have 1 foot here, and the other foot is already on the tail. And this is something I don't see here, but this comes from, I suppose, my own experience. So you want already have some tension. The heel is already lifted as the foot here is about to push down. And then we just okay. So now the upper body. Here is the shoulder. One hand and something like this. Okay. Put in our head. Okay, this is our first drawing. And to already analyze it, what would be the shape for our tentacle boy? We have, here's the top of the volume. And we also see the bottom side of the volume where the legs come out. Okay, this is our first one. Now let's take a look what the other. I think we want to have him when he's just when he pops. So it'll be this one. We get a screenshot. And put it. Okay. Okay, this one. Get a new drawing. The onion skin to see where the floor is. Always have the same. And I could probably, I think I'm gonna draw just as if he was doing the trick standing and not really rolling, which is probably easier to get the proportions right. Something like this. Okay, now let me see, I want to adjust a little bit the opacity in the onion skin. I just really want it very low. The opacity. This is 1 foot. You shared it with some people, that's nice. Thanks a lot. And we wanna get like the kick. Let me see. This is a weird, like his something like this. Let's see if this works. Yeah, the heel is around here, and the whole foot is some kind of twisted. So here goes up. Very quick. See if this works out. So get the arms. Yeah, here drawing and anatomy skills come in, which I try to improve on a regular basis, but this arm doesn't feel very. I don't feel the force of the movement here, which I really want to capture. Okay, we'll see where this is going. Okay, this is our second one. I want to have them way smaller now. And I think I don't want to have them do the kickflip in the same position, as I don't really feel the. I want to have him actually moving to feel the all the forces that are going on in the movement. As he moves in this direction, there are certain decisions in his pose. That only makes sense if we consider the movement of the skateboard in this direction. So and I feel we want this foot a little bit more extreme, like he's actually just on his toes, in contact with the board, as everything is now moving upwards. Okay, I would say this is number 2. Now let's check our reference video. I would say I can imagine that we need something here, because this movement of the front foot really defines the kickflip. So if we switch directly to this pose, it could look like a heel flip, but let's skip ahead anyways and see if I think this is a pretty good pose. We then afterwards gonna analyze if we need other poses to, first of all, make sure the whole movement can be understood. But all right, so now, okay, I'm gonna do the screenshot thing. Okay. Okay. So I first bring in the skateboard. Okay. And we have one foot. Now we see the lower side of the shoe. So okay. Okay, so just to have some references later on, this would be the lower side of our character's core. So head looking down. Okay, now here I want to make sure I get a little bit of the perspective. Okay. Feels bigger. Shrinking down a little bit. But I feel the skateboard should be a little longer. Okay, we're not getting a complete movement here yet. But scrolling through this, I definitely see like the kicking part of the foot is missing, but let's bring him first back down. Get our reference video. So now we're up there and I want to capture this pose probably. And then afterwards the impact, like okay. Screenshot. Okay. So what we want to have here as well. Okay. Okay. So the board. Yeah, we want to catch him. We want him to catch the board very early in the air because this is actually what. Well, correct me if you see it otherwise, but this is actually what determines the style. Catching your board and have as much hang time as possible. Okay, now let's see. We have our body slightly shifted. The legs are slightly shifted to the front. Okay. So I feel it's more aligned on this side. The whole body should. The arms go up. This one slightly goes to the back. Hmm. Mm. My goal now is really capturing every drawing as much of the movement and of the forces as possible. That's gonna make it much more dynamic afterwards. And I started to do this since I've seen the YouTube channel of Mike Mattesi, I think it's called. He's he worked for Disney. I'm not really sure which movies he worked on, but he has an insanely helpful YouTube channel, which I can link as well in the description. And it helped me a lot with drawing and figure drawing. And basically, he teaches how you can capture the movement of a pose with only very few lines, which is insanely helpful. And what I figured, or what he's also teaching, like once you see those lines and you actually know which lines are defining the pose, once you set them right, it is very, very easy to find the next line and the next line as you see the whole pose and the whole body and movement. This is basically one line goes into the other. It's very harmonic and very organic. Okay, now we have this. So what looks good. Okay, now I want to have. Oh my god, you've seen all the time only the reference video. Sorry for that. Okay, here's what we have so far. A big faux pas from my side. Please forgive me, as we are still learning here. Okay, now I want to have this very impactful bam, the way he slams down, and I want him to have it something like here. Although I don't want him to be jumping down a staircase, but I think it would it pretty much defines the raw force of the jump. Okay, so now we're doing it the right way. So now you see my Photoshop. I'm gonna bring in a screenshot. Okay. Skateboard is landing. Probably I have to adjust all the rest of it. I'd like to have him. I want him to land a little bit more ahead, but just for the drawing right now, I keep it. I keep it closer to this drawing, and then afterwards just move him ahead. I feel like the skateboard is very short. Okay. So here's the shoulder. Oh no, basically. Okay, so I'm a little bit off here, which is not that drastically, as this is only supposed to be a reference, so okay, let's see how this works. Okay. And now, as far as I will later want him in the animation to drop down, I want him as well to shoot up again, like, because the impact of the trick is like bam, and then he just bounces off, which is gonna make the whole impact more powerful. And therefore, let's get another reference. We don't want this here where he struggles and really not landing the trick the way, really cool, clean way. Now here is interesting as he is, look at his arms and the body, like he needs to reestablish balance. And I just want him to whoop. This one here is pretty, oh, what's happening here? I like this pose where you see the twisting of his upper body. His left arm swinging to the back while his right arm is coming to the front. Screenshot. Here we don't see the whole pose, but I think I can handle the part that's not visible in the image. Oh, doesn't matter. Okay. Where are my drawings? Okay, there's all empty drawings. Okay, let's keep it as well. Now I'm drawing on top of it, and then later on I move it further down the x-axis. And now I'm see his weight, like, you see these lines, his weight is actually on this foot. So I want this pretty straight up, while this one here maybe actually be lifted to help with the balance. Get a little bit of this twist in here. Okay, now I'm gonna shrink everything down and space it according through the whole length of the canvas here. Get rid of that. Okay, so here we have a good spacing. Maybe here this drawing should also already be like a little bit further ahead, so we get a clean arc here, and then boom. Let's move him further. And then probably the counter movement of this one, like he gets back to stable pose. I would say he's still like kind of rotated towards the direction he's driving, but now it's gonna be more relaxed. And okay. I'm gonna bring the timeline down because I feel like you don't see that much of my canvas. So okay, somewhere we lost track of size. If you compare this one with that one, maybe it's just coming closer. I don't know. This one seems already a little bit too big. Okay. Probably can we can duplicate this drawing and put him a little bit away. Let me get rid of our reference. Okay. So feels like he's way too long in the air. So now here we can already start with timing. But it feels, I would say, it feels organic. Can you guys see the kickflip? I would say no. Like it's now very mysteriously flipping the board, and it actually, for me, it looks more like a heel flip. But we can see when we work out the pose where he's flipping. Let's see. Let's get our reference video. I would say that we need this pose where his foot, this back foot is lifted, and here we just see contact with the toe. Yeah, let's try this. Get a reference. So he already lifts up. And just to get an idea of what I'm doing here, frame length wise, now I put everything on force, because if I put any less, like 2 frames, it's looking choppy, right? Like you definitely don't have the most fluent movement. You actually I already like it. I also do, because it feels like it's not off, and I always just like how you push the button and then suddenly it moves, and it does more or less what you wanted to do. So here I put everything on force because just want to see the timing. Now it takes more or less the time I would think. It feels all right, but it's not fluent. So now I can break down all the frames that are now on 4s. I can break them down on 2s, and here's the perfect example what we do now. Here this takes 4 frames. If I put in another image like the one we want to do right now, holy crap, the reference. So here, yeah, if we want to add this image after this one and would put it as well on 4 frames, we just increase the time of our whole movement. But now I think we determine like this is how long it should take. And this means we just gonna occupy the same space in the timeline here, if you can talk about space. We split this one up, or just make it half as long as it is, and then add another one beneath. So the 2 drawings together now occupy the same amount of time as the one did before. And this way we keep our same length, but now just add in more in-betweens that make our whole animation and our movement more fluent. All right. So let's see. Our reference. I'm gonna switch to the whole screen. Okay, the board is now lifted. And it's basically, we see the whole lower side of the deck. think if it's slightly twisted, I think we would see the curves of the tail and the nose of the board in this direction. Okay. Put in the wheels, the trucks. Okay. Okay. And let's tweak a little bit the position of the board. See the tail, that's about right. The tail hangs a little bit lower as the board is still attached to the front leg, but maybe gravity already pulls it down on the lower side as the back foot is already lifted. All right, now our back foot is now looking to the back. Okay, the very important one is this one. Make sure we make this right. Okay. And now actually I just want to like find out the most important poses, the key poses, and then start directly translate it to our tentacle boy. If this is a good idea, we're gonna find out later. Okay. And we're gonna stretch him out for the animation. This is one reason why I don't think it's a good idea to just trace a video to make it animated. It may fit the purpose, but if you really want to do animation, you probably not getting the result you would think just doing the realistic way. Like if you watch some animations and actually go through the separate frames, you may be very, very surprised of things that you see, like arms that bend completely against physics, or what I tried in one experiment, having very, very fast movements. For example, a person rotating, you sometimes want to put in more than 2 arms as you have such short drawings, like on one frame your eye wouldn't capture that there are 4 frames, but in the animation it looks like some kind of motion blur, which helps which helps to understand the movement. Now we're getting really big. Look at that. Okay, let's correct this. So, but then bring the whole drawing down. I don't know, maybe like so. What I'm missing here in this, I think the lag. It doesn't feel good. If you look at the legs, there's not really happening anything, so I don't feel that force, that like when you kick the board, there should be some kind of resistance, and you have to bring in force to make it really rotate. And the grip tape just slows down the foot. So now here, this may be better. Now it looks way more. You see this, like the knee is lifting up to actually make it rotate, but the board is so much smaller. Like, look at that. Okay, let's see how this is looking. This is very, very. Yes, well, this one is too long, still too long. Like this one. Let's just experiment here. I want to add another one just to see how this works. Now here we have very, very fast movements, and normally I don't want to go beneath 2 frames per drawing because it's getting very hideous, and you have to draw every frame a new drawing. But as the movement is so fast, for fast movement, you probably want to consider drawing on ones, as it's called. Okay. Bam. Let's get another reference image. Like this, very wide as the legs spreading out. And let's see, maybe here as the rotation of the board may help us here, because we're switching from this one to basically 180 degrees of the board, and probably with another reference we're gonna make sure the rotation of the board can be understood. Okay, screenshot. New screenshot. Okay, I leave it on 2s for now, but afterwards we may want to tweak it and have probably an animation on 1s. So now I also want to bring in the onion skin to make sure I now get the drawing in between. So now just have our board flipped the other side around. Okay. And so now this leg is a little bit higher. Right. Now the guy got way too big. Oh, oh. And I also want to analyze where, till which point the whole jump is. As well, it reaches its peak, like height-wise. From this point on, he's going down, right? Because now he's reaching, like, look at the window, and now it's getting down. So this is actually a pretty good key pose, at least for the arc of the jump, the body. Let's see how this looks like. Or without onion skin. Ah, you don't. Damn it. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's try it at once. Just to see how it looks like. No, I don't like it. Let's keep it on 2s. And I think it's... I would say this is quite a stylish kickflip. Like he's catching it, bam, and then just crushes it down, bam. I wonder if he's not supposed to, like here, the twist of his upper body is all right, but I think there should be one already before. So I feel he's, when he lands, bam, like this part of his shoulder should move in this direction while the other one goes back, and then afterwards twisting counterwise. Let's see if I can draw this so it makes more sense. So as I want this very quickly to leave it on 2s, and then I put in another 4. And I want to see just trying out something here, which I'm actually not really sure. So he... So this is his back. Oh, my keyboard has some weird problems connecting and does it all the time. It's a Logitech called Graft or something like that, which you can connect supposedly to various computers and then switch by putting some buttons from one computer to the other, which sounds awesome if it worked. And I wanted to give it a bad review on Amazon where I bought it, and they didn't accept my critique, which Seems odd, because what does that mean? Like if whenever my review is bad, I'm not allowed to tell anybody that the product is crap. Okay, let's see how the I don't know if this put it all on choose. It's driving off too fast, I think. Not sure. Coming down too fast. We need more hang time here. Probably. I think I leave this landing pose on choose, as I want it to be. I need another one, I suppose, just bringing him down a little bit more so the movement is more fluent and not that chopped up, because this is quite a big jump here. And then I probably want to ease him out of this pose towards that one. I'm gonna try this now. So here I want to just be in between those poses. And now I try to go without references. This is more or less now. I think I have the movement covered where this should go, and now I think from here on I go on my own. Well, at least I try, and then if I don't find so now the whole weight is more lifted to the back. Now it's more in the back, and here we are completely in the front, so he now should figure out some pose where the weight is centered out. Let's see this one. It's now getting a little bit up. And I would say he's now thinking again in volumes here, like this is his torso, and the upper part, like this one, is now already moving forward, while this one goes to the back. see how this works out. So now it's a very undetailed image, but I think within the animation we still get the idea of. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Now I want to have a little in between those two. This one feels a little bit off as the feet. This foot should be rotated now backwards now. Let's see. Here it is more or less so. And then we're looking at the like front, nearly frontal on the foot, the shoe. So as the upper body moves, it rotates back here. So does like the heel. It moves in this direction. Okay. And from this rotation to that rotation, we would basically be I want to only look at this reference and really draw on top of it. This is totally off. Bring it here. So okay, now this is way too slow. Let's bring this down again. Twos. I'm just doubting if it really has to get up like here, or I really like the movement here of the torso. Like this arm is slightly coming to the front. And I'm not really sure if it needs that much as it is in this pose. Really goes back directly. Let me just trying something here. Yeah, I think this is all right. So with the impact, the shoulder goes to the front, like this shoulder here. It moves slightly to the front, but as he reaches up, it goes back again. I will try this and have it. Oh. Also want to have an easy in to this pose. So only see 2 frames ahead. Okay. So maybe it's still a little bit bent. Skateboard seems too small. Here. I think this could be a good guide for our tentacle boy. See if we let's see if we all got on choose now. Okay, here's one. Oh, we have it doubled here. I don't know how this sneaked in, but okay, here we want another one in. Like now it's too fast. If I put it on double, this feels better, but it's like the image is stuck some kind of. So we want to put in another in between. And I would say after this one, and this is the moment, this is the moment where the board is flipping the fastest. As the foot just slips off, bam, and then here the movement is it's not that much of a rotation. I think we want to add in another one where we keep the pace of this kind of rotation. So here we see the lower part of the deck, then we just see the grip tape, and then probably right now we want to see something like let me see. We came from, okay. Something like this, but in a more accurate size. Just want to make a test if there's already some change visible. Yeah, the board. I think that's the last one we need, and we're gonna get the tentacle boy going. Now maybe we want to look for a new reference, as I'm not really sure how the feet will move from. Let me see, this, we're here. Like where we wanna, okay, the feet get together so they're on the right position where they're gonna actually push down on the grip tape. So let's make a screenshot just in case, and we need a reference. Get this one. Okay. We want to see this part. Okay. So okay. Okay, I suppose this is the uh, the pose where the body is like the upper body and the legs are the closest together of them all. So the head is really low, and arms go like this. Something like this. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we are good on the size. Okay, something's wrong with the arms. Oh, no, actually. Oh, that's good. All right. Okay, I would say this could be our kickflip here. And I probably want to save this now. Let's see. The kickflip. Brilliant. So now that we have our guide, we actually could continue to animate our character that we did the walk cycle before. This is our tentacle boy. But looking at the watch, and we should always finish when it's the best. I think we'll leave it for today and start to adapt this animation and bringing our tentacle boy on Friday, the same time as we did today on Monday. It's 2 p.m. And yeah, looking forward to see you people here and pretty excited. I animated my first kickflip ever, so we see where we can take this and make it a little bit more cartoony, bring in some stretch and squash and all that exaggeration that actually animating allows us to do via frame by frame animation. And the reason why we don't want to trace the video just on top of it and make it flat animation. No, we want to do the real stuff. We want to make it cartoony. We want to make it amazing. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. See you on Friday. And if you have any suggestions, any comments, let me know. Get in touch with me. I'm more than happy for any constructive critique on the stream. It's episode number 3, a lot to come, so we're still flexible in our format. So yeah. This said, have a great day and see you on Friday. Bye bye, everybody.